Hey there, I'm SongRider, and today we're finishing up the Lost Harvest DLC contracts. Again, huge spoilers in this video if you haven't played through it yet, so make sure to stop here if you want to play through it yourself first. First, we need to fly off and talk to the cat-obsessed lady.
Oh look, the kitten is back.
As far as I can tell, there is no way to proceed that doesn't end up handing over the package to her, as much as I didn't really want to do so. Anyway, hand it in and return to Haga Basin. Once you get back down into your base, Cat Lady proves she was screwing with you and asks you to travel all the way back to Harco City. Don't mind the string table entry, that should be fixed soon. Once there, she'll tell you to go hunt more of these testing stations all the way back out in the Haga Basin. So it's time to travel all the way back once again. I swear this lady is starting to tick me off. Once back at the basin, we can gear up to head to each of these stations. There will be a bit of a difficulty spike compared to the Kirab we fought at the start. You will probably want at least aluminum tier gear to feel comfortable here, though you could probably get away with steel if you're pretty good. The first station I was hitting was testing station 60. This station is a large hole in the ground, literally located in the far north. This is a fairly lengthy station and includes some spice as loot. It also features some natural backtracking, so parking your Thopter inside the hole can actually make a nice easy storage place as you proceed, though it may be at risk of attack if another player shows up and leads grenade-hucking enemies into it. There are two entrances without a Penta shield and they loop back to each other, so pick whichever one you want and you will still get there. Your goal, however, is to collect this green ID badge located in a side room to the left of the main room here. Once you have this ID badge, you can push through the rest, or go back the way you came to proceed. There is loot to be had, but nothing super incredible unless you need blue materials at the moment. Exiting this side area should find you once more back in the central ring. Feel free to unload any loot if you parked your Thopter, or go ahead and proceed to the large green pentashield door located here. This area is the fun spot, loaded with a few spice refiners. It's not much compared to harvesting it yourself, but it's certainly enough to be worth hauling it back. Clear the space, gather your spice, and carry on through the facility. A good chunk of the rest of the section is a linear path with loot rooms off to the side as you go. Again, mostly blue materials and some Solari to be had. As you approach this room with a green combat pentashield door and several materials on display in cases, this is where we finally deviate from the standard station path. To the left, past some enemies and another loot room. However, this room also has a new hole dug into it to reveal our new testing station we need to access. However, in my opinion, before we go down there, let's go ahead and proceed through the rest of the testing station. There is a constellation chest to nab after this combat room, and if we take long enough in the secret station, it will have reset by the time you're ready to leave, allowing for double constellation chest and yes, double spice loot. Clean up the combat room and run ahead to nab your constellation chest. If you did park your Thopter for storage, you can leave the loot room and store your goodies real quick and run right back through the purple door. Then it's time to proceed into the secret station. This station is another atmospheric horror run. There are extra loot boxes hidden around the station that are, again, mostly Solari and blue materials. It's also filled with rage-filled people who will fire some darts at you and or charge you with swords. None of them are shielded, however, so they should prove fairly easy to eliminate as long as you're careful. Also, look out for doors like these ones. These are breakable and can lead to extra loot or small shortcuts. However, again, this is a mostly linear dungeon filled with horror elements, including these rushers that hide in the dark that'll leap out at you randomly while growling like they have a horrible sore throat. Also, this classroom proved really annoying. I went around the whole thing in a circle like a dummy. You can barely see the door there. Coming down these stairs, the Penta shield key will be in the rooms on the left. Each room will have a growler or two and a little bit of loot.
Master, the troublers in the feeding chamber, we sorted them, like you say. Some dogged, some...
Opening this door leads to the boss fight with another thinking machine. This one will throw lots of what we found out are now clones, usually 2 at a time till towards the end where it tries to go for 4. This fight should be fairly easy though, as long as you have some sort of high damaged range weapon, as none of these fresh meat clones have any sort of shielding, and all of them have only what I assume is a metal pipe to bludgeon you with, as they come out of their packaging. Once you finish mopping up the Great Thinking Machine's army, it's time to have a conversation with the AI integrated with a poor subject that is falling apart, held together with machinery. You can ask the questions to the AI, or you can simply rip it right out. As far as I can tell, it all leads to you yanking the Thinking Machine's core out at the end of the conversation. If you find a different result, make sure to share it in the comments. Time to leave though. Nab that Penta shield key by the AI, and then head through the door for a constellation chest.
A fresh squad of 12 clones has passed physical inspection.
Go up the crumbling stairs. If you want the red room loot chests, there is an entryway partway up the stairs here, or you can continue on going. Once out, make sure to check the testing station constellation chest for another schematic, and for a bit of extra spice, you can return back to the spice loot room behind the green shield before leaving. It's time for that next station. Contrary to the insinuation of the contract, you do not need to talk to Cat Lady first. You can simply head over to the next one, get it done, and return and turn in both contracts. I do suggest unloading your inventory though if you want to gather more goodies here too. Head to station 163. This time we don't have to go very far to make our way to the secret station. I also happen to have the last leg of the planetologist quest located here for extra efficiency. Proceed through the station until you arrive at this room. Clean out a few enemies and then take the first door on ground level to the left. The room has the Penta shield key, but more importantly, the entrance to the next testing station. Upon entering, you'll be greeted by a projection of the AI. There are several questions you can ask it, but it is locked down without the passcode. Passcode is in the room to the left. Just listen to Arnie's voice log to collect it.
I can't believe it. In case I forget again, the system password is 19743D6.
Accessing the Paladin 9200 combat passcode. Accepted.
Inputting the code will wake the AI out of its logical mode and enter crazy land. This AI seems super attached to the Arnie person and will assume you are him, even if you deny it. Regardless of choices, from what I can tell, the AI will force you to play the simulation game that he has prepared for Arnie, and it can be a bit lethal. Again, this dungeon is completely linear with a few extra loot chests lying around. Do note that the chests all look a little bit fantasy styled and will have glowing symbols above them. There are bandage chests, loot chests, ammo chests, and large loot chests. First enemies thrown at you again are simple melee rushing enemies. However, don't be fooled by them. This strategic and highly confused AI can actually produce some rather competent enemies compared to the last two thinking machines you fought. The more it starts to realize that Arnie is not playing by the pre-established rules, the more it innovates the enemies you fight.
Arnie, you're not playing correctly. Please do your best to remain within the rules and idiom of our game.
It realizes this as you proceed. Attempting to play by the rules doesn't seem to help it, eventually leading to waves of missile wand wielding ranged attackers and throwing in some shielded melee units.
But wait! You've been detected. Morganna has summoned her elite guards, and they are armed with, missile wands.
Coming down this spiral staircase is going to lead to what appears at first glance to be a dead end. However, under the stairs is an access panel you can cut into. Turning it off, the AI will start to get flustered and annoyed. Override the system in the room you get access to and continue through the new door. However, Pal is also going to get considerably more dangerous here.
What are you doing? No. Arnie, that's not the way. That space is strictly out of bounds. Come back! Arnie, you can't just override the map. That is cheating. Well, two can play at that game.
Going through the combat Penta shield door, you are faced with a fire-launching turret with a projection to look like a dragon head. There are 3 explosive objects powering it, one on each side and one above its head. However, while dodging the fire, you will also be attacked by waves of enemy projections. With limited cover due to the fire attacks, make sure to deal quickly with the projections to keep from being overwhelmed. To win, simply eliminate all the power boxes powering the dragon head, and Pal will admit defeat, granting you access to loot and his mainframe.
Morganna summons her minions to join the fight. Morganna roars in pain and rage. Your attacks have weakened her. You have vanquished the evil that is Morganna. The way to the sorceress's treasure vault lies open before you.
For Pal, you can either play nice and convince him to come along quietly, or you can simply grab him and haul him off, your choice. Either way, the contract is done and it's time to obtain some rewards. If there is a difference in what you do, I didn't test all the options, so let me know in the comments if you got a completely different result. Leave the testing station and head off to visit our favorite cat lady once more. Turn in your contracts with her. After some extremely hard-won battles, it's time to get some sweet, sweet loot. Or nothing. As far as I could tell, I got absolutely nothing from turning these in to her. Maybe a few Solari? I had brought a bunch of Solari with me, so I'm fairly certain I didn't get even that. So much for contribution for all that work. However, it may be that the contracts auto-finish when I completed each of the secret testing stations. So I'm not sure if that might be where the rewards came in, and just Elena didn't technically have anything because I'd already gotten it. Either way, that's going to wrap up the DLC. If you have any questions about the contract chain or the game, make sure to leave them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer. As always, if you want more Dune content, make sure to subscribe and watch some of these videos below.